are bold, adventurous, and decadent, and not for the faint of heart. These dazzling creations are the work of David Webb, whose extravagant and exotic jewelry has been worn by the rich and famous for more than 6 decades. From Jacqueline Kennedy to Estee Lauder, Helen Mirren, and Jennifer Garner.
Not everyone is familiar with the name David Webb.
Right.
Who was he?
He was a remarkably creative and inventive jewelry designer whose main period was the mid-60s to the early 70s. He died at the age of 50 in 1975, which cut his career obviously quite short.
So is it hard to choose which pieces you're going to
Well,
use for the
especially
show?
given that the Webb archive is so large.
Right.
And they have all
Donald
the auction
Albrecht is the curator
records.
of an exhibition of Webb's work at the Norton Museum of Art in Palm Beach, Florida. Included in the show is a version of a necklace commissioned by Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
See, I'm good at taking the jewelry off the display. Just the way this sparkles. I mean, it is so ornate.
Right.
With the roast beef, may I suggest a light Bordeaux?
Mineral water, please.
The actual necklace was worn by Taylor in the film Ash Wednesday, and again on the cover of her book, My Love Affair with Jewelry. These earrings were owned by Jackie Kennedy.
These are much more muted.
Yeah, much more
and
muted.
Perfect for a first lady.
Mrs. Kennedy was such a fan, she commissioned Webb to design official gifts of state to be given out by the White House.
This section looks at his interest in nature. This is actually an actual shell that has been encrusted with gold and gems, a seahorse.
This is one of the more well-known pieces.
That's one of the most well-known pieces, yes.
And he used coral to
He used
carve
coral a
and-
lot. I mean, he loved color.
And playfulness. There's a bangle in the shape of a monkey, an elephant brooch with emerald eyes, fruit, and vegetable pins.
There's a kind of irony in some ways. It looks like costume jewelry, but it has the gemstones and the gold of fine jewelry.
Right. I mean, he has a sense of humor.
There's a great sense of humor to it. That's what makes Webb, I think, popular.
Popular, yet the man himself remains something of a mystery, and he was rarely photographed. What we do know is that David Webb was born in Asheville, North Carolina in 1925. At age 17, he headed north to New York City.
He starts working in the Diamond District. By the age of 23, he opens his first shop.
Ruth Peltison is the author of a new book on David Webb.
So how does this happen? I mean, who was it that got behind him and said, come on, you can do this?
I think what happens, you know, the world is smaller. And he became what I call a best-known secret. The ladies who lunched started to hear about David Webb.
Before long, Webb's pieces were gracing the covers of major fashion magazines
If I were your husband, I wouldn't leave you alone so much.
and adorning Hollywood royalty like Lana Turner.
The jewelry has presence. I mean, this is jewelry for women who are independent-minded, who know their own style.
After Webb's death in 1975, the company went through several transformations.
It's almost a nice necklace the way it is. Yeah.
Today, Mark Emanuel and Robert Sadian are the proud owners of the brand, with a flagship boutique on New York's chic Madison Avenue.
Is everything handmade in here in the studio?
Absolutely, from A to Z.
Upstairs, a team of jewelers carries on Webb's legacy.
So Nazareth has been working on this for a year?
Almost a year.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks to an archive of some 40,000 sketches that David Webb left behind, the company is busier than ever. Prices start at around $5,000 and can go into the millions. Worth every penny for those looking to shine in the spotlight.